Hello everybody, my name is Todd Statistic. Today I'm going to be bringing you another game review. This is called Dead Effect 2 VR. Supposedly this game is the newest add-on to the Dead Effect franchise. This is a sci-fi shooter which is looking to push the boundaries of first-person shooters to new levels with slick graphics, rich narration, and RPG element. Also, it's VR obviously, so go ahead and sit back and watch this cutscene. Now going on to the actual game, you have extras obviously, which is like credits. You have continuing the game, or save points. You have video settings. Obviously, you have to make sure everything's on high, well, reasonably high. But other than that, we can just get right into the game. They have a couple different classes, which this game you have abilities like freezing time, or kind of freezing time, doing extra damage, pushing people away, creating electrical balls that hurt hostiles. And once you get done trying to read what your classes and character you're going to pick, you get more cutscenes. So go ahead and sit back, relax, and enjoy some of this.
The first interstellar colonization ship, sent from Earth to Tau Ceti. A giant ark filled with the best that humanity could offer. Most of the colonists were put in cryogenic hibernation. Only a handful stood watch and continued with the scientific research. Free from the constraints imposed on research on Earth, they developed many wonderful technologies. They even conquered death itself. They learned how to create life and turned themselves into monsters. The reign of terror and mad science on board the ship ended when one brave soldier, himself a part of another mad experiment, managed to break free and kill Professor Wagner. In a just universe, that soldier would be a hero. But we're not living in a just universe.
And before we actually get into the game, there's a lot of narration, so it's kind of hard to talk over all of the bullshit narration. But you wake up as a test subject, obviously caused by the mad scientists.
Activate the visual cortex. Leave the rest of the brain blocked for now.
And obviously they make Russians the mad scientists. But we're not here to actually listen to this goddamn game. We're here to review this goddamn game. When you wake up from sleeping, or whatever the fuck's going on, this chick's activating your brain, I guess, or unlocking it, because they shorted out your, or they blocked your brain because you have too many powers, you know? Wink wink, shrug shrug, cough cough, because they don't want you to be OP. Now you have two different types of moving. You have teleportation and walking. Other than that, you can't really run other than the maximum speed that you can run. You obviously have your health, and I don't know what the fuck the other stuff is in the top left-hand corner. That's your health, stamina, and electricity or magic or whatever the fuck it's called. So let's go ahead and go into the more interesting thing, like shooting. Shooting isn't that bad. I mean, it's pretty easy. You do have a little reticle. Obviously, I'm trying to stabilize my hands, even though I look completely retarded. But it has a little green reticle that's extremely hard to see, and it's extremely hard to see in the game itself. Like, I had issues shooting because I didn't want to hold the gun 3 inches away from my face and have the controller on me. Now, you obviously get more than just a pistol to shoot these zombies things. You get an AK and you get a couple other guns. Now, like I said, it's really hard to aim. I feel like they tried giving you green... tutorial, don't look at that. I feel like they give you the green... sight to make you feel better, but you have to hold it with both hands, and the recoil on the AK is unfucking believable. Now this game really tries to make it like an MMO, or not an MMO, but more like an adventure game, because you have different parts of the spaceship that you have to go to. You have different missions you can select. You have different power-ups also. Don't mind my broken wrist. But you have different power-ups and powers also. But breaking the game down to its basics, it feels like Dead Space almost, trying to be put in the VR/zombie-ish situation or scenario. You have your strongers, you have your dogs, you have the other creatures, I don't know what to call them. But honestly, I'd probably say this is one of a this is one of a kind between any of the other games out on Steam at the moment. I think it's currently selling for about $12, which is not bad for the type of game it is. They obviously need to work on this recoil. I would personally rather use the pistol than this AK, which I think I pulled out. I don't remember. But at the end of the day, I'd probably give this game like a 79 out of 100, because don't get me wrong, the game is fun and it is reasonably priced, unlike quite a few of the other games that I've done. And it has a very decent story. I'm not going to say it has a really good story, because not a lot of games these days have really good stories. Honestly, the very few games that I have played that have really good stories is like The Last of Us or Fallout 3. I want to say New Vegas, but I didn't really care for that one too much. And at the end of the game, at the end of the day, this is VR, and we are stepping into the new threshold of virtual reality gaming, which changes everything because they have to tweak things and they have to make things a certain way. This game did give me a headache a little bit, but other than that, it was a really good game. I would probably suggest this to anyone that doesn't have a lot of games and is looking for story-driven games. There is no multiplayer in this game, it is purely but the game itself makes up for that due to the in-depth story and not customization, but selecting of different weapons, power-ups. As you can see, hacking. This is a really shitty hacking thing, but not focusing on that at the second. Keep in mind, this game did come out a week ago at the time of making this video, so it is pretty good for the progression that it is at this moment. If you guys like my videos, go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section. Subscribe for more, and have a good day.